I've missed you all, and I'm back with your general tarot reading for this time frame, and of course, any other time that you're guided to watch, as the intention of my messages is always to be timeless. This reading is for all Sagittarius placements, but if for some reason this reading doesn't resonate for you, please don't forget to check out your other placements. And also keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And if you ever want to get a reading with me, all of my information is in the description box below. You can book a reading straight through my Etsy shop. But without further ado, let's get started on your reading. So first, I want to start by pulling an oracle card from the Sufi Wisdom Oracle to see what needs to come out first in regards to your energy at this time. All right, what is going on with Sagittarius? Okay, you guys got two cards. We have Dawn of Love. Love is rising on the horizon of your life. That's beautiful. And the other one is Ending a Trauma, Transform Memories and Symptoms. All right, bottom of the deck is Finding the Path. You are the driver and the navigator. Okay, beautiful energy, Sagittarius. I do feel that with this ending a trauma here, you could have recently gone out of a traumatic situation. This could be your trauma, this could be like ancestral trauma, but whatever this is, it's definitely coming to an end, and through it, you're basically coming at the light at the end of a tunnel here. Okay, it's like you've been going through a dark tunnel for quite some time, and that's ending. Okay, it's still in the process of ending, and notice how both of these are holes, like tunnels, okay? Like they both have the light at the end of a tunnel, so it's beautiful. So I feel like what's at the end of this is love, okay? So that could be just love in all of your relationships, your friendships, your family, romantic, okay? And I do feel that whatever these traumatic events were, you were meant to find your path. Okay, with you are the driver and the navigator. I feel like you found your power in these traumatic events, in these dark times. You've realized that you can be the driver and the navigator. You don't have to wait around for anyone to make decisions for you. You can make these decisions all on your own. But I do feel that you've been going through a difficult time, challenging times. And in that, not only did you find your path, but you also found your power. Okay, and I feel like if you ever felt lost or at a crossroads, you no longer feel that way because you found this path. You know exactly where you need to go. You know exactly what your destination is. You know exactly the kind of people that you want in your life, and you're not settling for anything less. And that goes with everything in relationships, jobs, places, you know, it's just everything in general. So I do feel that this trauma that you're ending is definitely the reason that you now know who you are and what you're capable of. And you're going to be getting out of this survival mode, which I definitely feel that you may have endured during this traumatic time. I feel that you've been in survival mode for a long time, that you're no longer going to have to be in survival mode. You could just finally be in this energy of love, and you're going to be able to transform these memories and symptoms that you may have sort of acquired through these traumatic events. If you had like you know, just tragic memories, symptoms. With symptoms, I'm kind of thinking like mental health symptoms, illnesses that could have manifested through these traumatic events. And I feel like that's all being transformed, and you're going into this energy of love. So beautiful energy that we're starting off with so far, Sagittarius. So I'm going to put these here to the left, and then we'll get into your tarot. So I am going to start by pulling what's at your center, what's crossing you, what's crowning you, what's rooting you, your recent past, and what you need to know. All right. At your center is the Page of Cups. Beautiful. That's all about love, right? I feel like you're opening up your heart for the first time in a long time after ending this trauma. And you're doing it slowly and carefully because, you know, you're not like an open heart just yet, but you are in the, you're definitely going in that direction though. Okay, yeah, crossing that is the Five of Wands, Crowning this is the Seven of Swords. What's rooting your energy right now is the Magician. Let me move this a little bit more to the left. Okay. The Empress as your recent past, okay. What you need to know is the Six of Coins. Bottom of the deck is Justice. Okay. Dang. With Justice, it definitely feels karmic. Okay, whatever these traumatic events were with ending a trauma, it definitely feels karmic here. So take that as it resonates for you. These could be legal battles. They could just be like very heavy karmic contracts that you've been dealing with. And this is all finally coming to a close because it is in the background energy. For some of you, could have even been like a divorce or a separation of some kind that is necessary. Okay. But whatever this trauma is, it was definitely like karma that needed to be balanced, especially if you are, you know, the person who is going to break generational curses. It's like, it was you did it with the sword here. Like you took on the challenge to do it and you're successful at it. Okay. But I do feel like with Justice in the background energy and the ending a trauma, the fact that it says ending a trauma, it's still in the process. So I definitely feel like you definitely need to be patient still while this is still ongoing, but you're definitely at the ends of it. You're more complete than you once were. So keep going, keep pushing forward, and know that when you're done with this cycle, this chapter in your life, you'll be done. You won't have to go back to this energy anymore. So I definitely feel like you're breaking cycles of generational trauma here. And, you know, it's like our ancestors didn't have that love, didn't have the resources that we do now. And I feel that the reward here is love, right? Because love is the answer to everything. And without love, we're not living. So I feel that you guys are definitely breaking those generational curses when it comes to just loving oneself and loving others. So this is a very beautiful energy. It feels really heavy. So I do feel that it's been very challenging. Okay, so at your center, we have the Page of Cups. So, and with the Five of Wands crossing that. With the Page of Cups, I feel that, again, you're slowly opening your heart and you're finally getting comfortable with this love and emotional side of yourself, especially if it was uncomfortable at first, which I definitely feel. Again, if you were in survival mode, which I'm definitely feeling, it was uncomfortable for you to tap into your emotions and to be more emotionally available. But with the Page of Cups, you're starting to do it. Yes, you still feel like you're still like a little bit shy when it comes to love. You're still getting comfortable with it, but you're at least going in that direction. Like I was saying, you're no longer afraid. Okay, and I feel like bunnies here are more the prey than the predator. So I feel like you're also being vulnerable with that energy of, you know, if you were in survival mode for quite some time, it was almost because that was how you protected yourself. But with the bunny here, like kind of prancing in this very joyful, like energy here, I feel that you're being more vulnerable and being more open to emotional vulnerability after a very chaotic and challenging time here with the Five of Wands. So I do feel whatever this karmic energy was, whatever these traumatic events were, there was a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of disagreements, and you're freeing yourself from that. Okay, you're no longer in this. I mean, it is still lingering, don't get me wrong, because it is still coming up as a crossing energy, but I feel like you're above it now. It's not affecting you as much as it once was. You're able to rise above the chaos and live in a more loving state and kind of remove yourself from this energy and not let it affect you anymore. Where in the past, you know, you didn't feel your emotions at all. You didn't feel your heart at all. You could have had like a heart chakra blockage because of this chaotic energy. It's like, how can I feel safe to open my heart if my energy, my environment isn't safe? So I do feel like you close yourself up, and now that you're rising above these challenges, you're able to open yourself up in a more authentic way for you emotionally. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Swords crowning that. So with the Seven of Swords here, I feel that you had to do things differently. You kind of had to step out of this frame. If it was family or a workplace, you know, you had to remove yourself from this energy in order to save yourself. And it's almost like when you removed yourself here, you knew that you would become the victim here, or you would become the target, okay, where people would go after you and kind of like judge you or make you feel different. But you knew that that's exactly what you needed to do. That was part of your strategy here, okay? You had to step out of your frame and basically outcast yourself from whatever this Five of Wands is for you. And then reading this, we have the Magician. So this is a beautiful energy. It's like the fairy godmother here. So I do feel like you have a fairy godmother that is supporting you, whether that's a spirit guide or like a physical person in your life. Whatever the case is, there's definitely someone watching out for you to make sure that you have your wishes granted. And I feel like in the darkest of times, when you felt that it couldn't get any worse, that's when you saw this sort of ray of sunshine, or this light of hope that gave you hope to keep pushing forward. So we are going to pull a little bit more cards here. I'm just going to go through every card and then I'll pull another clarifier for each one. So I definitely want to clarify this Magician to see what else is coming through. But I do feel that whatever the case is, you're always being protected and guided and being watched out for. And sometimes you could feel that randomly there's like your wishes are granted, or randomly you feel that the energy around you is very mystical, you know, very serendipitous, where things just happen very magically unexplainable, that you're kind of thinking, oh, that was definitely my spirit team or my spirit guides or God, you know, watching out for me, because that's definitely what's working for you. Especially if you are the person like breaking these generational curses and things of that nature, you're definitely going to be taken care of by your ancestors. And I do feel like that's coming through here, that there is someone watching out for you from the other side. Okay, and then recent past, we have the Empress. I love this depiction here of the Empress with the Virgin Mary. So I do feel like you were in your feminine energy, just kind of, you know, taking things as they were, not so much like actively putting yourself out there. I feel like you were being a little bit more passive and submissive with your energy, not because you're letting people walk over you or anything like that, but you were just more in like in faith, surrendering because you knew you could trust in a higher power. And I feel that this was you when you finally just came to peace with yourself, of how everything was unfolding, of how all these traumatic events were unfolding. You realized that the best thing you could do is just surrender and have faith that you would make it through. And that's exactly what got you through those challenging times. So very beautiful energy. I'm also feeling for you guys with this energy that there could be like a maternal figure in your life who prays for you to make sure that you're always guided and protected, and that person definitely has helped you, whether you realize this or not. Okay, this could be a mother or grandmother, but for some of you, this maternal figure is coming through very strongly. All right, so what you need to know is the Six of Coins. So yeah, what I feel with this Six of Coins, it's like this karmic energy finally just kind of ending here, like a balance being restored here, because the Six of Pentacles kind of is like that justice energy too, where like the scales are being balanced. So I do feel that like harsh times are over, okay, like balance is being restored in your life and you finally can move forward, and things are just going to feel better, okay. um there's something else that's coming through, but I'm kind of having trouble explaining it. So give me 1 second. Yeah, it almost feels like the karmic debt is being paid with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, because I'm thinking money, but with the trauma and the karma that I feel with the Justice card, it's like whatever this karmic energy that needed to be balanced, it's being paid off. And I feel that it's by you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a little bit deeper and pull one more card for each. Okay, yeah, look at that. We have the World with the Page of Cups. Exactly. You're ending a trauma. You're ending this karmic energy. That's beautiful. For the Five of Wands, we have the Three of Swords. Yeah, exactly. There is pain. There is sorrow. For the Seven of Swords, we have the Star. Wow, for the Magician, we have Death. For the Empress, we have the Chariot. And for the Six of Coins, we have the Knight of Coins. Interesting. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. Yeah, once you get past this energy of clearing the karma, releasing the past, releasing the trauma, it's going to be worth celebrating. You're going to finally be able to put this behind you and celebrate with friends and family. And I feel like this is also your spirit team celebrating for you. Okay, so with Page of Cups in the world, like I was saying, this is all ending. You're ending a trauma. You're ending needing to always be in survival mode, because finally ending that sort of survival mode, you're able to tap more into this emotional side of yourself, this more loving energy, this childlike innocence of the Page of Cups, okay? Just being yourself. I feel like you're going to start to be able to explore your emotional side where in the past you weren't able to, because again, you've been in survival mode for so long that you're finally going to be able to explore an emotional side with another person too, with this world energy here. With romance, if romance has been limited recently, like if you have been blocked in love, it's definitely because this trauma and karma needed to be cleared out first. And with love is rising on the horizon of your life, I do feel like romantic partnership is coming into your life if it hasn't already, and it's because you're finally in this receptivity of love, where in the past, again, when you were in survival mode, you were naturally blocking it from your life because it just wasn't time yet. It's not that you were doing anything wrong, it just wasn't time yet. And now it is going to be time, because you're closing out this chapter and starting a new chapter. So that's beautiful. And then Five of Wands and the Three of Swords, like I was saying, you were going through challenging times. You had your heart broken. You were just always being met with like chaotic energy, challenging times, and things were always going bad for you. It's like you couldn't catch a break, and you almost felt like your whole life was karmic, because you just felt that nothing was good for you. Like you were always getting the short end of the stick. You're always having to fight and defend yourself, and always dealing with pain and hurt from other people. And that's all coming to a close. And I do feel like that's what's in the process of closing out right now. And I do feel like that's also why you were closed up emotionally, because there was a heartbreak, there was pain, there was sorrow, and you closed up because you just didn't know what else to do. You did it as a way to protect yourself. And that's why you're coming up as a Page of Cups, because it's like a slow, gradual heart awakening, because you've been so hurt and you've been in this like chaotic energy that again, it just didn't feel safe to open up. But that's all ending. But this energy is obviously still affecting you because it's still very much recent. These wounds are still very much fresh. But I feel like as more time passes, you're able to heal more and open your heart more. So I love that you're still in the Page of Cups energy, even though this is what's working against you. You're still able to open your heart because you didn't let these dark energies win. Okay, and then for Seven of Swords, we have the Star, which is beautiful. I feel that when times got really tough, you had a North Star. You knew that there was a mission here. You knew that there was a journey to complete. And I feel like with the Star here, again, you could have very much felt like a lone wolf, especially if you took on the challenge of breaking these generational traumas. You could have felt very lonely, but there was always like a North Star that gave you the hope to keep pushing forward. And a lot of the time it was you, like you gave yourself hope. And the fact that you made it this far and you knew that you didn't need anyone, you knew that you could make it through all the way. And of course, you also knew that you were being protected by your spirit team. So with these stars here, it feels very angelic. You always knew you weren't alone. And I feel that in moments of doubt, you always prayed. You always asked for assistance, and you knew that you would get it. So at the end of the day, you always had hope that things would get better while you were out here in the trenches, because it kind of feels like the karmic trenches. It's like everything was always, you were always a target, everything was always working against you, but at the same time you always had a team supporting you, and that's what would give you the hope to keep going. Wow, this is such a deep message for you guys. It's a beautiful reading. So with the Magician, we have death. So there could have been a literal death in your life recently, and if not so much literal, it was definitely a transformation within yourself. Okay, I feel like you died and you were reborn. And through this heavy transformation, you were always watched out for. Okay, again, it's like you could have felt very scary, you could have felt very alone, but you were never alone. You always had your spirit guides with you. And they were always watching out for you in moments of distress where you were moving in these karmic trenches. Okay, and I feel like there was so much fear and apprehensiveness of like what's next, what's behind the curtain. But your spirit team always gave you the courage to go forward because they were letting you know that they were always by your side. I do want to get one more card for this Death and Magician though. 10 of Cups, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's almost like okay, we have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I just feel like family is always looking out for you. With this 10 of Cups, it also makes me feel like the trauma and the curses that you're breaking in your lineage. And this is like the happily ever after all of that. It's like a part of you knew that if you went through these karmic trenches with the Death card here, if you were bold enough to face these challenges and losses, this is what awaits you on the other side, right? Like that's what's hiding through this tunnel, these lenses. The light at the end of the tunnel is this 10 of Cups, is this happily ever after. So that's what would give you hope and grace, whether you just intuitively felt that or you already knew that. Like that's what would keep you pushing. Okay, and for a lot of you, it's like family that you already have. It's like, I'm doing this for my family because if I break these curses, if I break these generational traumas, not only will it benefit me, but it'll benefit my family and the generations to come. So this is so beautiful, Sagittarius. I don't know if you guys are aware of this energy, but it's obviously coming through for a reason. So I really, really hope that this does resonate. And then for recent past, we have the Empress with the Chariot. Again, it's like you have the confidence to embark any challenge with the Chariot and just go forward, move forward in your destination and find that path, carve your path. You are the driver and the navigator, and that's what I feel with this Chariot, because you knew you were blessed, you knew you would be successful at it, so you figured, why not go through these challenges if I know there is going to be success here? Why stop myself and limit myself? If only fear is in the way, why would I allow fear to get in the way? So I feel like you were just very tenacious in your energy of completing this trauma, of ending this trauma. You just said, you know what, let's just go for it. I will not let anything stop me because I have a lot of support here. And I do feel for a lot of you, it's your spirit team. Like again, whether you feel it intuitively or you know it already on your own. All right, and then what you need to know, we have the Six of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. So Six of Coins and Knight of Coins. Yeah, again, it's like a slow, gradual process, clearing this karma and paying that karmic debt. It's like, again, with the coins, I'm thinking like money, debt. So I'm thinking of the karmic debt here. That's what's coming through very, very strongly. So yeah, it's been a gradual process. And I feel that it's been a long time that you've been dealing with this, or it's a long time coming. And you know that you had to have patience in all of it. And your patience is definitely being rewarded because it's been a long journey with this Knight of Pentacles. But again, you're at the end of it. All right, so that is what I have for you guys with the tarot. This is a beautiful reading. I hope this is definitely resonating for someone. So let's go ahead and get into your oracles. And we'll be using this Tree Transformation Oracle, and this was made from someone locally here in Portland, Oregon, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So we have Calm Productivity with Apple, So this says, our relation to apple trees dates to prehistoric times. Petrified remains of apple slices on saucers have been found in tombs dating back over 5,000 years. Every culture has incorporated apple trees as a legend and enjoyed their positive healing benefits. Apple's energy is in our bodies and psyches. Sit or imagine sitting in an apple orchid. Let the sweet and familiar energy of apple move through your body. You will sense the community that these trees enjoy and their happy and productive interchange. You will start to imbibe the energy of cheerful industry and presence that they transmit. Apple's energy cures self-dislike, despondency, and anxiety. It brings you back to the family of life and restores your energy. If you are suffering from these states, cultivate a relationship with Apple and let Apple mentor you to wholeness and well-being. Apple energy radiates productivity, calm productivity, and wholesomeness. Refresh yourself today with this energy. Let it flow into your life and work. So what I was feeling with this 5,000 year, it's like this is definitely ancestral trauma for a lot of you, or just like, again, generational trauma that's dated back hundreds, thousands of years. So I do feel like apples are coming through here to remind you that there is external support, that you don't have to do it alone. Okay, and I do feel like what's being cured here is that self-dislike, that despondency and anxiety that, not only do we feel, but our ancestors could have felt. So beautiful message coming through there for you guys. And let's go ahead and finish it off with the Lenormand deck and see what your message is here. All right, that was fast. Okay, we have number 12. And let's see what that says in the book. Birds, okay. A phone call, a text, or a date, that is how I communicate. I am in meetings or interviews and I like to negotiate. I can be your sibling, lover, or mate. Couples is what I indicate. This card may be symbolic of jabber, gossip, or the passing of information of a positive kind, as ever dependent on the cards in which company it is found. Many voices are louder than one. It is also the modern view of crowdsourcing or mass communication. It can be as simple as an announcement that travels quickly or is distributed widely, especially when with the writer card. This too is the ever-growing world of Facebook and Twitter communication. The card may mean literal tweeting. There may, however, be miscommunication with the Chinese whispers effect. In fairy tales, characters are sometimes given the ability to understand the language of the birds, and it could be that the card signifies a misunderstanding, particularly when combined with the birch. So let me see what's at the bottom of the deck to give you a better clue of what this communication may be. Okay, we have 44, and it looks like... No, it's not a map. It looked like a map, but I don't think it's a map. Let me see what number 44 is. Oh, magnifying glass. Okay. I am the card that suggests to you to take a closer look or two. If you did not get clarity from an earlier view, I can provide more focus and a perspective that is new. This card suggests you need to take a closer look at a current issue. Now is the time to focus, scrutinize, and analyze. You might be overlooking something that isn't apparent or even visible. The smallest details may be vitally important. Use a magnifying glass to help you investigate and uncover more information that could lead you to greater clarity. In a reading, the card to the left is what it seems like before taking a closer look. The card to the right suggests that what will be brought to light after a closer look. This card can also be a warning that all is not what it seems at first. Be careful to read the fine print. If this card appears with a letter, book, or ring, it may mean you have to examine a document, contract, information, or commitment more carefully. The clouds card nearby reinforces the idea that are still murky. This card might also suggest a financial audit or legal investigation. In the realm of emotional issues, the magnifying glass suggests a preoccupation. You may be focusing on something too much. Your obsessive thinking might be what's obscuring your clarity. Okay, so I feel like with the birds and the communication and the magnifying glass, I do feel that like something that you've been trying to get answers on, you're going to receive it through communication of some kind. All right, Sagittarius, so that is what I have for you guys during this time. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell button so you receive notifications when I post again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in your next reading. Bye.